Hello there, I'm Malkarth the Bear, and here are 10 Tellonym questions I've been asked. Is your room clean? No, not in the slightest. I do have an excuse though. That being that I'm actually moving houses relatively soon, within the year maybe. And the current house I reside in is going to be annihilated into the fires of hell like it deserves to be. So I don't see much of a point in cleaning what will be incinerated. Something you like to do but aren't good at? Making content, I guess. It sounds depressing, but I definitely have a huge desire to make videos and quirky little edits and upload all sorts of junk. But that being said, I hit a lot of creative snags, such as my internet company breaking down on me daily, or people interrupting my work. A strong wave of sad just washes over me and drains any motivation I have to do anything, and yeah. I'm definitely smart enough to be persistent and informative about things like that to people, so I don't think I'd ever just suddenly say, well, I'm done with this now again, bye! Because I already had that happen 3 times prior with various reasonings, and I actually just want to see this time through all the way, even if it's just a quirky little hobby, because that's fine. As long as I can manage to upload something, anything, and feel content with it, then I think I'm doing just fine. I don't need 1 million subscribers. I don't even know what I would do with that many. I think I'd have a panic attack and die. Yeah. What's your favorite word? Ooh, spicy take, but my favorite word is ignorant. And this is entirely because, simply defined, being ignorant means to be lacking knowledge or awareness in general, while informally it is used to call somebody rude and uneducated. I enjoy educating people, but not in stupid ways such as, condescendingly or actually, or sitting in a Discord call reading out patch notes to a game nobody else asked for or gives a fuck about. Rather, if I see an opportunity to teach someone something and it's appropriate and I know they'll be receptive of it, I'll do so briefly. That's it. The funniest part of using the word ignorant is when people mistake it for the word incompetent and get pissed at you for saying it. I'll be playing a game with someone and suddenly they'll get sniped from 200 meters and die instantaneously, and it's a shame, they're bummed, they're kicking themselves about it, so I'll say, no, it's fine, man, you were just ignorant to their location, you can't help that. But then they're like, I'm not fucking ignorant, you asshole! And that leads to the irony of explaining how somebody is ignorant of the definition of ignorant. And, yeah, fun times. One thing that you enjoyed recently? I got to hold my tabletop event, and it went really well. It was a riveting 12 hours of everything I had planned for collectively, and I think the players were super satisfied with how it turned out. Also, I guess I discovered buffalo bite flavored pizza rolls, and I put garlic parmesan sauce on them, and yeah, that was really dope. I would definitely recommend it if you're fat. In your opinion, why do people always want what they can't get? That's a weird question. I think you're asking, why do people have aspirations, goals, and desires, which... Look, buddy, if you don't have any of those and you're literally just living day-to-day surviving off of beef jerky and creek water, I can't say I envy you. Sometimes the prospect of pursuing something we really want to have can fill us with enough determination to press on towards life's hardships. It gives us the drive to carry on because we all want to make something of ourselves and leave an impact in either life or somebody else's. And there's nothing wrong with that. Unless it's illegal. I don't know why you think you can get by me with that. I see that shit you're doing, you piece. Which apps do you use to make your day easier? Nothing fancy. Literally just WordPad and Discord, I guess. In order to get through my day, I put down tasks that need completed into a WordPad file and leave them up on my computer monitor. That way, when I wake up and shamble my way out of bed and over to it, I can just immediately read what has to be done. To make it so that I actually do it, though, I'd find the task that would be the easiest for my current mood and do that one. And then I work through the whole list till it's done based off my mood, so it's not in any particular order. You'll find that I'm a very strict bear when it comes to planned dates and events, and vehemently against spur-of-the-moment planning. If I'm talking to somebody and they want to do something, and I ask, okay, when can I expect to do this? And they respond, oh, whenever, maybe next month, in a week, I don't know. You can expect me to paper shred that request immediately if I cannot get a concrete answer that I can actually put a schedule to. I've had countless people say they'll do things with me just to either blow me off last minute or never contact me again about it, even after I remind them. Needless to say, it annoys me endlessly. Stories for another time, though. What happened to you today that wasn't so great? Today was pretty boring, so I'll pick a more notable day. On the 29th of July, I was hosting a big tabletop session that I was super excited to get into, and I had been prepping for weeks. Come the day, we get about an hour into the session when my internet suddenly just dies. You know, no big deal, it dies 7 times a day. It'll be back in 2 minutes. 30 minutes later, though, and nothing. Turns out my entire town was in an outage. Contact the company and they say they don't know when it'll be back. Okay, have to postpone the session then till next weekend. Middle of the week, contact them and they say they fixed the issue. My neighbors got the internet back. I didn't. I was skipped by the technicians again. This has happened before, so I still had an issue. I call and explain this, and the people say there's no outage, and my service must be out for some other reason, despite the fact it was knocked out with all the other houses in the neighborhood, and even their fucking phone robot apologizes for difficulties in the area in the same call! So they apologize and say, oh, they'll send a technician to fix it on the fucking 9th. This essentially pissed me off so much that I decided I would finally cancel my ISP after 2 decades of annoyance with them, and I'm going to try literally anything else. Notably, I put a deposit down for Starlink. When it gets here, let's hope it works better than what I've been forced to suffer with for my entire life. Yeah. What do you think of RuneScape? Alright, so I know this question was asked by somebody who knows me. It's too specific otherwise. For those of you who don't know, RuneScape was a massive part of my life, and still somewhat is. But I maxed in RuneScape a while ago, and after doing that, I felt perfectly content in just stopping altogether. I still load it occasionally for like little AFK pet hunts, but I actually can't do any big content in it happily. RuneScape is a fantastic MMO, but it's still an MMO, so it'll consume all of your productivity, your time, and it locks you into a gravitational field that if you can't get into to start with, you should stay out of at all costs. I can't wait to hate getting my Maxscape again, though, when Sailing comes out, because I totally fucking wanted that. Great. Does anyone has feelings for you right now? Outside of the individuals that I know do, no clue. I'm a very open bear, so my emotions are always on display fully when I'm with people who are good company to me. But the best course of action to get my attention like that is to be very forward and smart about it, because if you just hide around the corner staring at me at a distance with wishful thinking, 1, that's creepy as fuck, and I don't know why you're doing that, but 2, it definitely won't go anywhere. Don't be afraid to approach me. I don't bite. Unless you want me to. I'm sorry. What's better? A person who's shy or open? Why? Okay, so like many of these silly questions, there isn't a "this is the better one, the end" answer. Let me elaborate with my own stance on it and let that be my answer. Personally, I walk the line, because I don't mind meeting people and openly joking or hanging out and whatever, but I also don't seek that type of interaction. As someone whom is well acquainted with getting backstabbed, I'm incredibly cynical and analyze people very thoroughly before interacting with them beyond a forced circumstance. Basically, it just means that if you give me bad or sussy vibes, I won't hang out with you. The block button was made for a reason, and as long as it's free, I will use it as I please. Rather than be so open that you're not aware as to how your behavior is coming off too brash on others and making them uncomfortable, or rather than being so closed that you start to worry about calling an ambulance for yourself while dying because you don't want to inconvenience the drivers, I prefer to sit in that little middle ground. I'll come to your cave party and I'll talk the whole night happily, with the group of dedicated friends that I came with, keeping to ourselves. Respectfully. Well, there was 10 Tellonym questions. I hope you learned something new about me. Link to my Tellonym is in the description, as is our comfy little Discord if you want a place to dwell around and idly chat on random crap. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.